Yep, you're live.
Okay. I'll call the meeting to order. It's a legislative rules and governmental operations meeting. We're going to be doing two things. We're going to go through an information technology agenda. And then Director Dillery Lexi is to ask you about something. We'll get to that. First of all, approval of the committee minutes, and that being September 27th, 2022. Supervisor Conover, second by Supervisor Drexel. Any suggested amendments to the minutes presented? Being none, all those in favor of accepting the minutes presented, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Your name's.
Next, I'll hand it over to Director Mike Colvin. Request to appropriate funds in the amount of 20,000 from budget code 8.895.00 computer reserve fund to the information technology budget to cover the cost of expanding the county's backup ability. Mike, Director Colvin, you want to take it from there?
Sure. Good afternoon. We're looking to expand our backups and because of ever-changing cyber issues and threats going on. We protect our data and we have backups, but we're looking to add a third level based on a lot of recent attacks and such to protect us even more and use budgeted monies for that from the reserve fund.
Okay, committee, any questions for Director Colvin?
General comment, I think that's a wise thing to be doing at this stage. Having a third level, of course.
Motion to approve.
Absolutely.
All right, motion to approve from Supervisor Conover, second by Supervisor Driscoll. Any further comments? All right, let's put it to a vote. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, motion carries. Next item is request to create and fill a new position of programmer, annual salary of $65,942. And delete the position of computer programmer 2 with an annual salary of $65,695 effective November 22nd, 2022.
Yeah, so we'd previously been for 2 years now been trying to fill a programmer position. So then we changed our programming language to broaden the view of people we can look at. And now that we've done that, we can actually, look at an entry level person. So we're looking to eliminate our programmer 2 position and bring in somebody to 1 and train them in this new platform at that level. So we need to change our structure to be able to do that, to get someone to qualify.
Any questions for Director Culver?
Bring it forward, not putting it to
Forward by motion made by Supervisor Conover, seconded by Supervisor Thomas. Any further thoughts, questions? I'll put it to the vote. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Next, third item is to request to fulfill the vacant position of computer help desk tech 1, annual salary of $57,757 due to promotion. Any further things we should state about this matter?
I guess it's kind of a shuffle. We'll have an internal person move to the programmer position and leave open that initial for that first entry level person. So it's kind of funny. I have to ask for permission, then 2 minutes later ask you to fill it. It's kind of the shuffle, I guess.
A motion to approve. Motion made by Supervisor Thomas, seconded by Supervisor McDivitt. Any further thoughts? All right, I'll put it to a vote. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Fourth item, request to authorize new contract with the New York State Office of Information Technology. Want to elaborate on that, Director Colvin?
Yeah, so we have currently have software called endpoint protections or antivirus amongst everything to protect our computers. It won't save the budget, but New York State is willing to pay for that for us, or at least for the next 3 years, then moving forward, because the more people you have in a big pool, the better the software works. And with them doing it, it'll be able to provide more services than what we have now without having to pay more. But they were, even though it's not going to cost us anything, they want an agreement signed. I'm asking a resolution to get that agreement signed to have them pay for our antivirus for at least the next 3 years and probably longer.
for committee members? Any questions for director? Seeing none, motion to approve. Motion made by Supervisor Conover, seconded by Supervisor Driscoll. Further comment? Put it to a vote. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carried. All right, there's one other item. Director Colvin, that company on which you. That is, or did I already cover it?
Yeah, that was it. That was the agreement with New York State. Yep.
Good. Anything else?
Nope. That's it.
Just quickly, and everyone's introduced. Okay, but I just wanted to have a chance to talk to Mike before the meeting and, what we just did to move to a third level, I don't know if any names here, but in a county not very far from here, maybe Mike, you could just talk to the fact that they were attacked and what you're doing with the third level.
Yeah, so I want to give away too many secrets in a public meeting what our protection is, because you give away a little bit, but just, there's a county larger than us with more resources than us was hit really, really hard and they were down. And I don't know if they're still back up with a lot of things. I know like email was down for at least a month. And so we're just looking for this extra level that, in my opinion, can't be touched. And that's what I'm looking for, is to build something and that we've beaten this idea around of what's the best we can do, because really a lot of things need to run, but if the data's gone, I think so am I. So, so I'll be fired.
Does the county have a cybersecurity plan, comprehensive plan?
Yeah, I mean, there's always a plan that was written, which, it's like everything, as soon as it's written, it's outdated tomorrow. So we're constantly looking at it, and just based on recent events, we thought we were in good shape too, until we started looking and started beating ourselves up. How can we break our own stuff? And if somebody bigger than us can beat, and so we're trying to find a way that we feel is, unbeatable. A certain, like when I tell anybody on the site what that is, but I'm trying to say it now, but.
Anything else for Director Paul? Thank you. Oh, one more.
Motion to adjourn.
No, I got one more thing.
Okay.
So, Director Deluray, you please come forward and just introduce us to something you want us to think about. Does everyone have the handout?
I know Larry and Craig don't.
I think I did. No?
No.
All right, so we go through and ask us to think about whatever you want us.
Okay. So, real property committee meeting was earlier. And we talked about the senior exemption. It was talked about last month and brought back again this month, talk a little bit further. New York State, went ahead and changed the laws. A month ago, no, August. And they increased the amount for the 50% exemption to $50,000 income limit. Our current limit is set through resolution 251 of 2012. And we are currently at 24,000. I did give you all a sheet that shows our current limit at the top, the 24,000 for the max income limit, and below that I listed 29,000. We just talked about this in the real property committee meeting, and everyone on that committee agreed and thought that 29,000 would be a good limit to go to. 50,000 is a much larger limit. As far as I know right now, no one in Warren County is choosing to go to the 50,000. I know there has been some counties that may have talked about it, but by talking to the other directors, I don't see anybody on a county level going to that $50,000 limit. At least not this year. I don't know what'll happen in the future or down the road, but if you guys want to take a look at this, and see what you think of going forward with the 29,000 as the max income limit, which it's with a sliding scale. So 29,000 is for 50% exemption. But it can go to $37,399 at a 5% exemption. So that is the range. it's something that I'm hoping you guys may want to consider and try to move forward with this. If we do this in the past, we have it set by a resolution, but it should really be set by a local law. So that is something that you guys, if you want, could choose to move forward with.
Committee thoughts? As of this time, you don't have to make that now, but if you have any questions.
We had a,
Yes.
yeah, okay. We had a rather detailed discussion, at our previous committee meeting, and the consensus of the committee was that the $29,000 seemed to be a logical step. We again, the previous resolution by previous boards goes back to 2012. So it's been a decade. So again, the consensus seemed to be that we ought to increase it, but we ought to increase it in a modest fashion. So that was the consensus of the committee that I chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I checked with the assessor in the town of Chester, and folks that are on these exemptions fall under that 30,000.
Well, we can act on it now and put forward a motion to approve the $29,000 limit as the previous committee had done, or we can wait and do it later time. Do you want to think about it, or are you okay?
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah, good question.
Would the goal be for this to be in effect for the county taxes for 2023 or the following year?
If you acted on this now, and we got it into play before the March 1st taxable status deadline, the assessors would then put it on, so it would go on for the 23 tentative roll, final roll, and then it would be enacted for the 24 town and county bill. We have, there's not enough time. I would have had to have gone on to the tentative roll this year, but because it wasn't passed until August, there was no way of doing that. So that's just the cycle, the calendar for the assessment purposes.
Okay.
Are we the principal, real property acted on this? They sent it to us. We're the committee that moves it to the board. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah. Okay.
I'm certainly prepared to advance this. It's
All right. Motion made by.
And I'll second it, but let me just finish.
Supervisor McDevitt.
finish with one last item. One thing we did not do in my committee was I was looking to, as clearly as possible, define the dollars in terms of the downside, the negative dollar side to the county. And then, so we didn't come up with a number, but maybe we'll just have to.
There's no way to ever come down and pinpoint this because it comes out to the number of people that actually apply and the number of people that actually are income qualified. By what the list was that New York State just put out to us, it looked like another 2,280 some odd people could apply and get this if it was at the $50,000 amount. But then New York State is only looking at the adjusted gross income. Assessors have to take into detail all of the other income that the people have, which is interest on their on their pensions, interest on multiple things. Social Security dollars, they have to include all of that, even though on your income tax, you're not declaring all your Social Security because you put 30,000 over here and 10,000 over here. It's just the 10,000 that affects your, your income tax return, but your actual income is the whole 30,000. So that is part of it. So there really is no way to know until people actually apply. We have no way of knowing the impact. And I think that's why part of why I recommended 29,000 is to make a gradual move forward instead of making a huge leap and going to the 50,000 and go, wow, where's the county at with this now? Because you don't know. If you do it gradually, you can see how many people it gradually brings out.
Vice McDevitt.
Just one last observation, I think from a policy perspective, we ought to do it. And make a change, and again, the modest change that Lexi has proposed, I think is a good one. We, over 10 years, obviously, the cost of living has gone up, inflation has gone up. Go into a grocery store today, you'll find things have gone up a whole bunch. So I think we ought to, again, in some modest way, reflect the change of what's happened in our economy.
Okay, thank you. Supervisor Thomas.
Yes, I'm looking at the footings.
Okay.
Is there any of those columns on there that relate to this? I mean,
I don't think so, because I think like that other exemptions is like clergy and stuff like that. It's not that in particular. The exemptions would
Probably-
show based.
probably in here somewhere.
Yeah, because if you're looking at a taxable value, that taxable value already has that exemption in there. So. Mhm.
Supervisor Dusko.
Thank you, Chairman. Lexi, do all seniors understand the true definition of income as it relates to, like you said, interest on annuities and those types of things? I know that I work with programs where they can have IRAs, they can have different types of retirement accounts or whatever.
Well, they can have
As long as they're
IRAs.
not- Yeah, as long as they're not accessing that on a monthly basis, on a regular basis. Or receiving like a dividend on that.
Because the IRA itself is not income.
Yeah,
It's
I
not
understand that,
considered as
yeah.
part of
But I
the.
mean, is there confusion on the part of
Well-
some individuals? They may have say $100,000 in the bank, but their monthly income is say $2,000 as far as, do they understand that $100,000 that's sitting in an account isn't considered to be income?
So the town assessors that all the towns have work with these seniors especially very closely.
Okay,
So, that was a big thing with the town assessors, and at least in our county, they've always put the push into New York State that they want to continue to be able to work and advocate for the seniors, because there is a lot of them that, don't have access for internet purposes, and some assessors have actually gone out to these seniors' homes to get them to sign the needed signatures on
I know
the
they do
exemption
themselves,
forms.
yeah.
So, they work with them very closely and let them know because they provide them with their tax return forms, and then they go over it and they allow them to know what is included in income and what isn't.
I'm not trying to put any more work on our Office for the Aging, but has there ever been any thought to maybe asking them to be advocates or supportive to some seniors who may lack communication type of skills on their behalf?
I
Or
don't
is there a
think,
need for that?
I don't think there is a need, and
Okay.
I don't think that it has ever, been thought of, because the town assessors
Right, yeah,
in our county really
okay.
do advocate for the seniors in all towns. They really have a push.
Good.
So.
Just want to make sure. Thanks.
Any other questions? Right. Thank you, Lexi.
And about,
Yeah,
Yes. Oh, right.
Yes.
All right. Hearing no further discussion on the matter, I'll put it to a vote. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Hi.
Any nays? All right, motion passes. Real quick, our next meeting, and I will resend it. The computer use policy draft and the FOIL policy draft. I'll resend it so that you get some chance to review it before the next meeting, the November meeting. Okay? And anything else for the good of the order? In committee or outside of committee? Seeing none, I'll take a motion to adjourn. Motion made by Supervisor McDevitt, seconded by Supervisor Driscoll. All those in favor of adjourning, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I
Okay, have a good day.